All right, we are live. Sorry for the delay. I'll let your imagination do most of the heavy lifting, but I ate something not so great, so got here a little late. So today we're going to work on mostly the desert, possibly a little bit of jungle work as well. We'll see. Hello there. How's everyone doing today? Need to adjust the draw distance on these smaller plants. It's a little bit too close. Hoot. Absolutely. What am I doing? Here. Oh yes. Star Wars. I love it. Seriously though, I love Star Wars. Let's see. There we are. I'm gonna set this a little bit further, as in a lot further. I recently started to try getting my kids into Star Wars. We'll see how successful I am. One of them seems to like it, but I can't say for sure. She might just be saying that. We'll see. There we go. I at least wanted to see the plants a little bit further off. Especially in an open place like this. It doesn't feel right. Putting the coal so close. So one thing I want to do... Take a look over here. If I can load all of this, we'll see. I can. Wonderful. Oh yes. The Force is always with me. This is a little bit too steep for a beach. Need to fix this. But for one, we need it to actually look like a beach. Mind-blowing revelation. How's everyone doing today? I apologize if I'm a little bit out of it today. I don't know what's going on. You know, some days you just wake up and it's something's different. Who knows what? Ah, yes, I know the feeling. I feel like I didn't sleep that well last night. But I have a Red Bull, and that's all you really need if you're a caffeine addict like me. Now, I'll save this before I actually do any sculpting. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm hoping that I have that opportunity to do that because I would like to. Oh, I completely missed your response up there. What are you modeling? Allosaurus Jim. This is the desert. But our beach area right here has never really been set up, so I wanted to get some of that set up while I was here. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've never set up any procedurals to go along with the beach. So maybe we'll do that too, because it just doesn't look right to have such a bare beach, which, I mean, I can manually correct that, but it'd be good if at least some of it was filled up as I went. Bring this up. That is not doing what I wanted. Oh, here I was thinking I was old and not getting a reference. I was like, it's best if I just don't say any more. There are a lot of times where I'm not quite caught up. So, have to be a little careful. But I definitely have a lot of work I want to do on the beaches. So I'd like to do some of that while we're over here. It's been something that's taken me a while to get it where I want it. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like something like that would be really hard to model. I don't know how our modeler does it for the dinosaurs. I couldn't. I can do trees, but not dinosaurs or humans. Basically, if it lives, I guess trees live. Other than trees, if it lives, I can't do it. Now, I'm fine with some areas being like this, more steep, but definitely the beach isn't very accessible right here. Yeah, if it's trees, I can get it done fast, but like I'm often working on those in the background while I'm working on the map. But if it's something that's a playable character or something like that, it's just not something I've gotten good at yet. I did make some new trees yesterday that are going in this game. They're not quite ready, so I didn't bring them in just yet. But they'll be here soon. And I think it's fine to have these little, almost oasis kind of things going on here, but I want to make it a little bit better to walk in this area. In fact, we probably will turn these into little oases. Is that how you say plural? Oases. I'm gonna need to Google this. Now I'm wondering. Ah, that makes sense. I never made many of my own mods, just every now and then. Usually they were really stupid things, like, there's this old game, Battlezone, and I used to play it with my brothers all the time. Every now and then we still do. And I made this mod that was really stupid and really easy. Every time a bomber or ship would drive over or fly over to a base, normally it will say a line right before it drops a bomb. So I made it my brother's voice, just saying something stupid. Of course, to me it was hilarious, but sometimes I'm easily entertained. But very soon we'll have the trees I made yesterday were coast redwoods, because in our redwood forest we have giant sequoias. So for outside of that area, I was going to make just a redwood forest that leads to the giant sequoia forest, which may not be entirely realistic, but hey, this is our own world. But we'll have other conifers out there, and then coast redwoods along with those. Are they for specific games that you make them for, or is it just in general? I think I'm gonna have to pester our modeler about making some pterosaurs to have flying over the jungle areas and such. Because they don't even necessarily have to be extremely detailed for that, since we could just not make them actual AI, but more of a visual effect. Especially since most players won't actually be close to anything in the sky. I have to wonder if I've used any of your mods, because I mod just about every game I play. This game is DirectX 12 only, but it's quite a bit more optimized than other DirectX 12 games you'll see. Since we use Nanite, DirectX 12 is a requirement for it. Same with Lumen. Of course, we have options that don't require Lumen, like screen space, global illumination, that kind of thing. So, Lumen isn't forced, but Nanite does have to stay. What is your hardware that you're having the problem with? Maybe it's something I could help out with on our end. so let's get some palm trees out here. Ah, yeah. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if that one supports DirectX 12 at all, but I'm guessing not. Yeah, we can do a lot of work to make it run for a wide range of hardware, but there is a limit because there are things like DirectX 12 that we have to have for some of the features that we use. Yeah, you'll still have some time. I know GPUs are expensive though. I know how it is. I've had to upgrade quite a bit to be able to work in Unreal, so I definitely get it. It can be painful. But on the bright side, you'll have a lot more support for newer games, so that'll be really nice. I'm gonna get some of these in the water. And now I'm actually starting to use the stuff I had planned for oases and beaches, things like that. I recently finally got around to cutting out the geometry for the leaves on some of this desert-themed foliage or beach. Oh yes, aquatic trees. Let me see. Did I leave any deep in the water? I need to look. Because I looked it up, because Islander, the first time I put palm trees in the water, he was like, do they grow that? Okay, they definitely don't grow that deep. He was like, do they grow that way? And I looked it up and they actually do, but not very deep. Hello there. I try not to be too jarring, but you know, it can happen. But yes, I definitely know the pain of having to buy a new GPU. I am looking at maybe getting another one later this year. And really, for games, it's completely unnecessary for me, but it'd be very helpful for speeding up development. Ah, well, that'll be fun. I never had any cool courses like that. Good enough for the moment. However, now we need to paint some oasis areas. Oh yeah, I love it. There's so much free stuff on there. I've published a couple of free things. It wouldn't be helpful for what you're making, but I would also recommend you can look on Polyhaven, for example, find a bunch of free textures and assets there, and they're very useful. Oh my god, you're right. I don't think there are desert ferns. I need to find out. Catastrophe. If there are desert ferns, I will make them and add them. We have to have them. I know, but I don't want to believe a desert is a desert. I want to believe this desert has ferns. I know that's not how the world works, but when you're making the world, it can work. It can work that way. But yeah, ferns might look a little weird out here. That's weird. I had no idea there was anything like that. There are ferns in the jungle now. Just the ones I don't remember if you were here when I placed them, but I did put some in the jungle. That I can do. There will now be succulents. I'll just have to make some, but shouldn't take long since most of them have really simple leaf shapes. And yes, I am under the ocean right now. Yes. It's mainly that I want to make different kinds of ferns for the jungle than what I'm using right now. Oh. That was the edge. Yeah, I guess I need to find what kind of succulents commonly grow in an area like this. You're right. Everything should be ferns. Bear paw. I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to look it up. Since we're waiting on this, I'm looking it up on the other monitor. Oh, okay. I have never seen those before. They do literally look like bear paws. That's awesome. I'm gonna make some. Yeah, pretty much. We would have the horseshoe crab overlords ruling over a land of ferns. If I make them, I will send them to you for your desert project if they're done in time. Assuming your username is the same on Discord. So these also could use a longer draw distance. I recently had limited the draw distance of our oasis plants because they were masked, but I just cut them out the other day to be full geometry, so now we can be a little more lenient. Well, if you see me on Discord, you can add me on there, and then I'll have your username. I'm gonna try to remember the username. That's amazing. I would love to just run through a field of ferns. I don't care how weird it is. I want to. This is a nice thing, though, about using full geometry foliage with nanite. You can set much longer draw distances without much of an impact. Still have to be somewhat cautious, just to not have too many things on screen at once, but it does sound magical. Absolutely right. We'll have some of these fade a little bit early. No, never mind. I'll fine-tune that later. So that everyone doesn't have to watch my process of repeatedly checking. Now that one can be cold a little sooner. No, not Walmart. I used to work at Sam's Club. Now I just try to stay away from Walmart in general. Would be good. We'll leave some of this still culling at the same distance that it was. Much better. I wanted to actually see it for more than 10 feet. Should be fine on overdraw. Quite acceptable. Ah yeah, that does sound like Walmart. Yeah, they actually fired me too, but I was kind of asking for it, so. Yep, I'm the same way. Really severe social anxiety, so I try to avoid going places like that, but somehow I still end up there. Actually. But yeah, when I got fired, I did earn it. I admit that. But it was still for a dumb reason. I just knew that it would happen. Ooh. That'll be fun. Maybe not the process of getting the presents, but otherwise. I'm gonna see if I have anything that I could use for something to scatter on the beach material. I don't even know if I have it set up here. If I don't, I'll do it later. Yeah, I don't have it set up yet. Then I'll do that later. I don't think I'll be getting fired. Probably not. I guess you never know, but I don't think it'll happen. Let's put some big rock structures out here. I was just trying to think of where I wanted to put them. Ooh, that would be pretty awesome. Now, I would be willing to accept help with the landscape, however. I'm just having to be picky because the way I do things is a little bit different than what a lot of people are used to, and I can't have anybody changing it, or it's not going to work out too well. Islander actually does help on the map every now and then. He usually makes village structures, that kind of thing. I think he's pretty good at it, so I just leave him to do his thing. This definitely needs to be a little bit more friendly to walking. I guess we'll tweak that in a little bit. I thought that was your art station. I wasn't sure, but I thought that might be yours since the follow happened during the stream. I did see it. Although it was when you followed me that I looked. So it's been a little bit. Ooh, that does sound nice. That's actually the point that I'm kind of stuck on my my other project. I need to make points of interest, and I just haven't. I mean, for one, I'm pretty busy with this, so I haven't really taken the time to go back and finish up some of the things I wanted to, but there will be caves, lots of different things in this game, and same with my other game. In fact, I'm not going to say too much about it, but I have a really big cave system planned for this game. I don't think I do. I was really thinking I'd be able to find a second level designer for my other project, since I don't get to work on it as much as I want. But I haven't found anybody yet. Bob. The first thing she says, Bob. That's it. That's all you need to know. Maybe this. And that's what I thought. This would work out better up against the side here. I wanted to at least get some cliff structures, that kind of thing, placed today. That was my main goal. Big. Haha. See, I just love using massive rocks. That's what I thought. I'm gonna go ahead and move these over to my new master material real quick. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. Well, I know some people use drones, but I think even with a drone it would take forever. Her most noticeable achievement, not noticeable, notable achievement is the horseshoe crab. That is the most important thing. Yeah, that's what I hate about this time of year for scanning. It's always too sunny. So it makes the scans come out a little rough. Yeah, that is true. Some of my scans I've done have been completely ruined by my own shadow. You have to build virtual textures. Aw. Yeah, she does the stuff I can't do. As if she's the only one. Our programmers also do a million things I can't do. I'll just use a live link with metahumans and call it a day. It's cheating, but it works. Maybe not that one. I might end up actually making these cliffs accessible, like, so you can walk around up here. But I think I'll need to modify the collisions a little bit before I do that. Which reminded me to make sure these had any. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't. This just isn't what I'm looking for. If you stream, I will be there. Maybe I should bother Islander about asking you more. I'll contribute. Yeah, I'm glad my name's not Patience, because it wouldn't be accurate for me either. Oh yeah, we could have the Extinction podcast. It'd be great. I support it. When do we start? Just talk about dinosaur stuff. You brought this on yourself. You brought up streaming. Now they're asking for it. I mean, you don't have to necessarily not swear. I don't know. I've never asked. Like, can I? A gentle suggestion. That one's not the vibe. You have to be able to feel the vibe. And that wasn't it. I'll stream with you. We'll have a co-stream. It'll be great. Work juice. Ah, yes. Is it still sticking out? No, we're good. Can confirm. I don't drink anymore, but whiskey was always my poison of choice. Because I'm a reasonable man sometimes. That's interesting looking. Yeah, for sure. Shoot me a message. I could always use help on my other project. I don't get to work on it as much as I want to, so... Because I also love working on this one. Or you could be really cool and drink it straight. Just my opinion. That doesn't work. This actually isn't going to stay grass right here. Because already it's like this, and I don't like that, so... Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. I mostly make, outside of this game, I mostly make horror games. I'll probably also eventually bring more people onto my company once I make a little bit more. I'm making a decent enough amount of money with it, but definitely not enough for a bunch of employees. Yeah, I think it'll either be just beach or maybe that lava rock over there. I could extend it. I've been thinking about what I wanted to put here. Let's put this into a packed level actor. Yeah, that's usually what I tell anybody who joins the other one, that I don't have any amount of work I'm trying to get done on it, so it'll be done when it's done. Yeah, I'd recommend, if you... to look at what Discord channel it was again, but I've found work in some of them before. Yep, I know how it is. Well, except I'm not a mom, but I am a dad. I only recently quit my previous job to do this, and I work for another company on Fab, a big one there that publishes a lot of different assets, and I make foliage for them. but I am also still in school. Started a bit late, but almost done now. Not too much longer. If I have a nice spire of some sort to put here. Yeah, people just like to pick on other people for anything they can. Ooh, nice. Not too much longer for you then. Yeah, there we go, big one. My main goal is, for performance reasons, to at least have some things blocking other things out here. It's kind of difficult with the desert. I want to put something right here. Maybe this? Let's see. Actually, that just looks weird. I'm gonna not. My main goal is to blow up that guy actually lives like 50 miles from me. I think I'll think of something different to go up there that just, it doesn't look how I want it to. But I do think we need some smoother areas to actually walk through the desert. Oh yes, home of the memes. That's what I like about Texas. Yeah, I don't know why. We have a lot of famous people here, and he is one of them. Then, of course, we've got Chuck Norris. He's only about 20 minutes from where I am. Oh yes, I've met him several times. Yeah. Alright. It's good you told me because a lot of times I don't notice when I get ads. Yeah, people see Chuck Norris around here pretty often. He, like I said, he lives really close, so he comes here for a lot of his shopping, things like that. I usually take a little while to reply, but that's because I'm doing too many things at once. It's my thing. Let's shape that up more. I'm gonna save it. Ooh, that does sound fun. I've never gotten to play D&D yet, but I want to. I've played Baldur's Gate 3, if that counts for anything. It's only a little bit of clickbait. No, I just leave the tags the same every single time. One Day Islander, I think, added the tags, and I've just kind of left them the same ever since, so that probably comes from the modeling videos. Oh, yes! And ferns. Can I put a cult tag? I'm gonna do it. Ah, yes, and succulents. Can I edit it while I'm streaming? Let's find out. Oh, I can. Yeah. I just added the tags. Horseshoe crab ferns. How do we make those? Trying to think of what that would look like. The Islander is going to regret telling me to put Easter eggs in the game because I'm just going to put the most ridiculous stuff. Yes. Try something a little bit different for this layer. Perhaps. See what this looks like. Pretty cool. I'll take it. Just had to smooth it out a little. Yes, I have lots of secrets planned to add to the map, but I haven't added that many of them yet. But there are a couple on the map right now that nobody has found, and they've been there for a long time. They are not cacti. But thank you for reminding me, because I did download some. We do need them. You're right. Oh, yes. Horseshoe crab everything. I should just register this as a real religion. We can do this. Oh, yeah. This game, it's going to be all about the horseshoe crab. Forget about the dinosaurs. This game used to be about dinosaurs. But not anymore. No, sir. I will use as many horseshoe crab things as I can get away with. On the last stream, I hid that stone horseshoe crab out on one of the islands. So only the people on the streams know about it. It'll forever be our secret. Can you hear the deep fryer? We're cooking, boy. Just wanted to make this not too harsh to walk on. But we also just can't have, like, perfectly flat surfaces. That's boring. See, us three? Oh, all of us, really. Because everyone has contributed. We can revolutionize this game. Yeah, we do. I keep meaning to add tumbleweeds. I think that's actually a ultra dynamic sky thing. Just come to Texas. They're here. I can confirm the existence of tumbleweeds. That's understandable. You will find them here. And I won't judge you. Maybe a little bit. Because who wants to come to Texas? So now I think this has been bothering me for a long time, so let's fix this up. The sides of this river, I guess? Of course, we're going to smooth it out, but do it. Can I mail you a tumbleweed? Guess I could. Here's your tumbleweed, boy. Enjoy. I will find you a tumbleweed. just for you. Enjoy your tumbleweed. I'll do it. I'll go get a tumbleweed. Why, hello there. The man himself, in the flesh. I think the erosion brush is my favorite brush. I use it everywhere. That is a good question. I don't know which ones they were planning to have over here. I just do map stuff. Oh, you're only an hour ahead of me. It's 11 a.m. for me. I'll be smoothing out these areas, but wanted to at least get them lowered down a little bit before I do that. But I think my coast redwoods will be ready by the next stream to put those on the map. German citizenship. Are you moving? If so, I'm jealous. I think I would like to go there. Yeah, really, I just want to be in Europe somewhere. Anywhere. That's awesome. Congratulations. uh, I am not a huge fan of living in America, I will say that. Not that it's all bad, but there are a lot of things that are important to me that aren't really ideal here. Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I really do think I'm gonna leave America at some point. I've always had my eye on, I have no idea how affordable it would be, but places like Sweden, Switzerland, somewhere a little cooler with nice scenery. That's my main thing that I want, other than, healthcare. And now, I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit, because it's definitely not walkable at the moment. It's pretty awesome, though, that you're going to Germany. I have another friend in Germany, and he loves it there. Yeah, I've seen that about the UK. I used to want to live there, but all I've heard for the past several years is don't do it, so. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Sweden looks nice, but I wasn't sure what it's like to actually live there. Alright. Costa Rica does look cool, but definitely would be warmer than I want. I want to get as far away from warm weather as possible. It's probably still worth visiting. I definitely plan to visit one day. Maybe even not too far from now. Now that I'm working remotely, I have no reason not to, I guess. Finland does look nice. I've also always wanted to go to Iceland. I can't pronounce a single word in their language, but it'd be cool. Then again, same with Swedish. I don't think I could pronounce any of that. Off-brand Russians. This one looks so cool. I'm so jealous. Just good luck saying any of the city names. They're intense. But one day, I would like to move somewhere in Europe. Seems like it's a little more fitting for what I want. Who knows, maybe the UK will be better by then. Oh no. No offense taken. I don't enjoy living in America, so... I mean, it has its good things, of course, but... too many negatives for me to want to stay here. I can see why some people like it here, though. It's just the things that I care about aren't really a priority here. I fully agree. It is nice. That's why I love doing streams. It's nice to just sit and chill with people and work on the map and not worry about anything else. I personally started by I learned the very basics for Unreal from their little learning portal they have, just enough to where I could use the engine. And then from there, I watched a few YouTube tutorials, but after that, I just kind of figured it out by myself. I'd download the sample projects, things like that, and go through those. They were very helpful. But really, I think the most important thing is to just find some things you want to make and just start doing it and try to teach yourself that way so that you can run into the problems you'll have in a real situation and learn how to fix them. It helped me a lot by learning to understand from experience that way instead of relying on tutorials. Tutorials are good though, to start with. It's just not leaning too heavily on them is important. Especially since a lot of them don't have great practices. We're going sort of, kind of, in the direction of an Australian kind of look for the desert, but I'm also just trying to make it unique any way I can. So there's still some things I need to make before I can make the desert look the way I want it to. I figured we'd spend some time today just getting it kind of set up for that. But while a lot of what we did today is mostly minor, I think it's good just to get a little setup for it going. And I've needed this river to be more accessible. The walls were too steep before and wouldn't have been very good in-game. But yeah, there are a lot of, like if you're looking at Unreal for example, there are a lot of sample projects that Epic releases, and those have some really useful stuff in them. Sounds good. I'm glad you dropped in. I definitely want to get a waterfall coming from up there. Guess we might start on that for just a moment before I have to go get some lunch. I'm not sure yet if it'll be included. I'm sure it's something they're trying to do, but I'm not 100% certain if it'll be in there. But I have been playing our alphas for the demo, and overall it's looking pretty good. I was thinking, how unrealistic would it be to have a waterfall out here? Pretty sure that happens. We can start off where the waterfall will be up here. Because I definitely want it. Some of this just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I think I'm going to have it flow down right about here. There we go. I wanted to make the waterfall a little bit choppy when it comes down, and I think that'll do it. And we won't need to make it look perfect up here, since I guess some people will end up here, but not everyone. Good work. All right. I'm probably going to do the same thing. In just a moment. Just wanted to get this partially set up. And then I'll probably stop the stream after that, so I too can eat some lunch. And I think I need to water my trees too. My giant sequoia drinks like crazy, so always have to keep an eye on it. And now I have 3 new Dawn Redwoods, so a completely reasonable amount of trees. Yeah, for Arbor Day, there's a company called Johnstein that was giving away free Dawn Redwood seedlings, so needless to say, I grabbed a few. I actually grabbed 4 of them, but I planted one at my parents' house in their yard. That doesn't look right. I think... Oh no. Never mind. That's just the blend for when it's on a cliffside. Yeah, me too. I don't really use Megascan textures that often for landscape materials, but this one really fit this area. And after this saves, we'll go ahead and stop here. Definitely gonna get a waterfall set up here pretty soon. I know a waterfall is kind of weird for a desert, but ever since I first looked at this spot, I've always thought it needed one. There's also just not a whole lot you could do with a desert, I guess, to make it more interesting. So I feel like something like that would really help. But I'm thinking I'll probably also add a canyon or something of that sort in this area. A few ideas to play around with. We'll see. Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind too. That does sound pretty nice. That will work. Okay, so we'll go ahead and stop here for today. Thank you all for dropping in and watching. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'm going to try to start getting them scheduled a little further in advance. I need to make more thumbnails. Yes, that actually would be a really good idea. This would make the perfect spot for a cave. But I will see you all hopefully again on Tuesday. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.